Hello everybody and welcome back to another Classic Arcade Repair. Today I have on the bench a Asteroids Deluxe board. And I just got it out and set it down. It looks pretty unworked on. I don't think it's ever had anything done to it, which is nice. It's always nice to work on those boards. Oh, this one's got a loose crystal, just kind of dangling. We got these types of sockets, which I don't like. So that will probably be job number one, is to replace the sockets. I'm glad this is not soldered into the board. Sometimes you get these EA-ROM chips that are soldered into the board. I'd rather it not be. So I think the first thing we can do, the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to plug this thing in and see what it does. And go from there. See if we get anything out of it. That way we get a baseline of what's going on at the start, and we'll document all the way through to the finish. Alright, we're all hooked up. I got the little scope. I got this scope hooked up for the output. Let's see. So, let's go ahead and fire this thing up, see what we get. Nothing. Nothing at all. Now let's try kind of messing with this. No, nothing. The LED is on, indicating that we have somewhere around 5 volts. Alright, well, let me hook up the logic probe and just kind of probe around here and see if we get some toggling going on. Okay, I got the logic probe hooked up. I don't use this thing a whole lot, so I figured why not. And we are in reset. So that tells me that we have clocks, at least. Some clocks, anyway. And it's trying to run, but it can't. So maybe we got some bad RAMs. We can put it into test and see what the test tells us about our RAM. Because chances are, if it's resetting like this, it may go through the test. So just other various signals. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's pop this into test. Hey, we're getting something in test. You know what I'm going to do? Since we're getting this, I want to know what this is telling me, so I'm going to put it on the little vector monitor and see if I can read that. I might be able to blow this up. Position, please. Okay. Yeah, it's getting distorted now. I don't know if it's telling me something there. Right there. I don't know. Let's go ahead and plug in the little vector monitor. See what we get. Okay. So it is telling me E1 and R2. E1, R2. Is that like positions? It might be positions. There's E1, right? E1 and R2 would be right here. Yeah. It's still saying E1. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I was able to like remove and reseat E1, and E1 went away. So now it's just R2. So let me go ahead and just kind of mess with R2. Okay. And R2 still is up on there. Let me try it one more time. I'm just gonna, yeah, it still says R2. So maybe this is actually a bad ROM. I do want to make this a little smaller. Yeah, bring that in a little bit. Those pots need to be cleaned. Yeah, I need to clean those pots. It's a little shaky. But now it says R2. First thing, obviously, is I have to replace these sockets. Because this might just be a bad socket that is not letting R2 work. So, yeah. That'll be the first order of business, is to just go ahead and replace all these sockets. Alright, and I have removed, no, I forgot the 12 volt. That's okay. I removed all of the vector regulators. And I've got all of these sockets. Oh shoot, did I skip one? I did, I skipped one. Alright. Well, well, well. Can you believe that? Plug that thing back in before it cools down too much. I just unplugged it. Alright, we're back on. So I'll let that heat back up for a second. And I need to remove this socket. I skipped over it. And I'll remove that 12 volt regulator because I like to replace all of the voltage regulators. And I'll clean this up. And yeah, clean it up and then we'll be ready to repopulate. Alright, and there you go, nice and cleaned out. Pokies. And up here, this stuff up here. Got the regulators out. I got that regulator out. And I've cleaned up. The best way to clean up your fluxy work is with lacquer thinner. So next we will I don't know. Should I just give this thing a bath? I think I will. I think I'd take this thing in and give it a nice bath in the bathtub. It looks like there's a lot of dust on this board. So let's knock all that dust off. Let it dry and then come back and repopulate. Okay, board has been washed. It's looking good. It's all clean. And we'll go ahead and repopulate new sockets and regulators. Alright, there you go. New crystal. Sockets. And regulators. And the board has been cleaned. Yeah, good to go. Perfectly clean. All right, so we'll repopulate and fire it up and see what happens. Okay, we're fired up. And I see no error code anymore. So let's take it out of test. Well, 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 would you looky there. There we go. There is an error. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, there's a board error, so we'll have to sort that out. First thing I noticed was these 3 dots right there. That's not right. Yeah. Looks like there's a scale issue, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, okay. Very good. So we have an issue to figure out. So let me pull out some Asteroids Deluxe schematics and we'll start looking at this. My first initial thought is the scale circuit. And then those 3 dots in the high score are very odd. So yeah, I don't know. And then those lines coming off of the... Yeah, there's weirdness. Okay. Alright, yep. Let's pull out the schematic. Okay, I think I may have found our bad part. If we look here at the schematic in the vector timer section, this is, remember I said scale, that was the first thing that jumped out at me, and it jumped out at me, and it makes sense because the asteroids on your ship are really tiny. They're too small. So that is the scale of things, if it's not right. So I see where the scale signals go into this 175 at M6, So I wanted to start right there and just look at the inputs versus the outputs. So if we come over to the game, M6 is right here, and $7406. That's not M6, but anyway, yeah, M6 is right here, and we have, that's our clock signal. Okay, here's the first input. You can see it moving. That's your scale. Outputs on that, here's non-invert, here's invert. Looks good. Next input, and this is the next scale input to that. You can see it moving. That's just the scale of things on that bit. And the output looks good, and the invert output looks good. Next, scale input is right here. Here's the output of that, and the input, or the inverse. And then our last scale bit input is right here. You can see it's busy with the scale. And our output is right here. And this is the invert output. That immediately jumped out at me as no good. I just so happen to have this 175 right here where I've got all of the outputs bent up out of the way. So you can use it as a comparator. Put it over the chip. Let's see if I can do this. This is, okay, this is the output bit. Let me try to get it on here. That's the output bit, kind of. Okay, let's do this. Okay, there it is. There's the output bit. Well, that's what it's supposed to look like. But if I probe down on the pin itself, it's just low all the time. So yeah, this 175 is no good. This guy right here is dead. That one bit. And it's stuck low, so it's not like it's floating, so I'm not even going to try to jump a chip over it and see what it does. It's kind of hot, so I think it's just shorted internally. So let's just replace it and see what it does to our game. Okay, I got the 175 replaced. We're plugged back in. Let's see. Uh-oh, that didn't sound good. Something sounded really bad. Alright, something has happened that is not right, so let me figure out what's going on. Look at that. That's a giant splatter. Let's try it without that splatter of solder on there. See if we get better results. Okay, we're hooked back up. Well, it sounds better. It's still not right. Oh wait, yeah, it is right. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, there's our ship now. Remember, it was tiny. It looked like dots. Yeah, that was it. So let's hook up, or put the camera up on the tripod and play a game of Space Invaders Deluxe. Asteroids Deluxe. Okay, ready to roll. You go ahead and go ahead and hit the start button. Try to get comfortable here. Try to get comfortable so I can marathon this game. The high score circuit does work because it's got somebody's high score in there. Dang, I suck. Alright, one more game. Uno mas. God, I'm awful. This is especially hard to play like this. One more game. cloud of dust. No fair. Bull crap. I got a free guy. All right, that's it. Okay, Asteroids Deluxe fixed. Hard game, very hard, but yeah. So, maintenance, new sockets, new regulators, cleaned very thoroughly, crystal, and the 175. That's all you have to do to fix your Asteroids Deluxe. All in a day's work. Alright, that is it, guys. I'll let this one sit and cook for about, I don't know, another 2.5 hours. And we'll call it good. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you on the next Classic Arcade Repair. Bye for now.